Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking some almost boxy, three-quarter boxy Chinese characters. And we came across nei inside and rou with double structure in the middle. That's meat. And today, this character is bǐng. It's kind of an abstract concept in Chinese because we don't really use this character in its multitudes of meanings, except that it's the third. When we talk about, in English, we have A, B, C, D, right? To kind of rank people, that you're A student, B student, something like that. But Chinese, we use 甲乙丙丁. So this 丙 always in this sequence of the first four things. Or I guess that's a Chinese way to cut into 25 percentiles because we divide people, we rank them into four groups, and B is the third one. Okay. And you can see this looks almost like a name. And we talked about it yesterday, meat, and inside, totally different sources. And this meat character is a borrow of the shape, but it has nothing to do with it. It's not originated in this. Versus bǐng, the third concept, even if from the third and inside, it looks, we hear it, it's a dramatic different concept, right? Like semantic relationship between inside and third is like a vast. How can you connect it? But Chinese connected it with adding this one horizontal line. How dramatic. Just add one line and then a whole, it's almost like it's called a wormholes, like universe bending event that you just dug a hole in between two spaces, a distance, and then you fold the space, and then the two meet. And this one horizontal line serves as such that we convert the inside concept to the third concept. Okay, there are a lot of cultural meaning embeddings in there that I have to unpack for you for us to make sense why this actually means the third. Okay, just by the character itself. Again, I like to look at the 2,000 years ago dictionary, which is the first standardization by a private effort, a person's pet project instead of funded by the government. That's a detail I found interesting. I have to re-mention it. Okay, so 取胜, first standardization, got the name in exactly the shape, right? This inside. And we talked about how this 中 have this space, which is roughly a manhole of somebody's living underground door. So ancient door is like a manhole. You go downward instead of walking horizontally. So we have this arrow imagery that's kind of stylized into this shape instead of this. So this arrow means enter, overlap, and intentionally overlap of this covering of somebody's living quarters. So you don't just casually, I guess, ancient times too, even if they don't shoot you by their guns, but we don't know. Like ancient time, they may have their weaponry that you don't want to just walk in somebody's living quarters without asking, right? So this gave you the shape of this dome-looking thing, gave you the shape of this door, ancient version, entering, separating private to public space. So basically, this arch is a space separator. And then we have this entering. And then this top horizontal line, this wormhole I was referring to. In the first lesson of the year, we talked about one. And Chinese associate one with a ton of meaning. It basically represent the upper bound of our existence, the visible edge or border of our existence from the ancient person's point of view, because they couldn't take a rocket and look at the Earth from up there, not bird's eye, but rocket's eye, right? Or satellite's eye. Ancient times, people don't have that yet. So the imagination of what's out there simply is the sky is the limit. What you can visibly see. At nighttime, we can see the stars, make up all kinds of stories. In daytime, we only see the blue sky or cloudy sky. So this horizontal line represents the universe, the edge of our biosphere with the outer space that we cannot breathe and survive out there. I mean, ancient times, people probably don't know about that yet. But this is the boundary, the upper limit. So how interesting. We have this personal boundary of private to public, and then we have the ultimate, like the whole human biosphere boundary, upper limit over there. And in this case, this upper limit represent the power, or no, the energy from the universe, which closest to us would be the sun. The sun sending us heat and light, and that's what plants grow with, right? So this horizontally represent that, the gift, the bio condition we live with. And then that's entering into our personal space. And why it is the third? I have to give you the full story here. This is ancient worldview. A few episodes ago, we talked about the Jung. It gives you the worldview of from the population center all the way to a suburb, farm fields, forest, and the frontier. 5 layers of how far you want to go from the most populated to the least populated. Now here, it gives you Chinese 甲乙丙丁, give you the sequential view of things. And of course, because it's a sequential, eventually people map this time, this temporal sequential into the rank of, best performance would be 甲. It's the top one. So we map the sequential. Actually, Chinese are left for oriented. So it will be 甲乙丙丁, like further away toward the left. And then we verticalize that. We rank it as a 甲 on the top, the best one. And then 乙丙丁, roughly to English A, B, C, D. Great. Okay. Or quantile of top 25, right? Top 50, top 75, the bottom 25, something like that. So the story goes, 甲, we came across this one already. It is the shell, the seed bursting out of the shell. So that's the beginning of a plant's life. This popping from the seed popping moment. Okay, that's 甲. 乙 is this zigzag. I mean, Chinese yi looks just like English z, right? And English use zigzag to mean it takes sharp turns this and that way. And that describes the root of the plant underground, zigzagging underground, trying to find the breaking point so that it can break the ground. I mean, ground breaking is a thing. So this gives you the second stage. That is the plant trying to break the ground level to emerge so that it can take sunlight and grow. And this is the moment of the sunlight coming down, entering into your personal private space, all the way from the biosphere through the public sphere into your personal, your private, your body, your embodiment. And that's bǐng. That's what it's about. It's this heat, energy passing through all that layers coming to you. That's the third stage. It gives you the condition to grow. Ding is the last stage, when the little plant tried so hard and got blessed with the right condition, with light, with the sun's energy to grow into this one big tall staff and kind of poof out like that. So that's a plant's life journey, and Chinese use that to give you the 4 life stages, and we map that to other philosophical sequential things as well. And bǐng end up being the third one because it provides the energy from the sun entering into, I guess, you, the little plant or the little person that's growing embalmed, embalmed, okay, in the sunlight. All right, Bing. Thank you for your time. See you another day.